Okay, guys. Last video was a little bit exaggerated. This video is going to be my serious take on the lid rule and why it is so dangerous. It is extremely dangerous because the lid rule is weaponizing an otherwise perfectly fine etiquette. How is the etiquette of placing stones into the bowl lid weaponized? Well, you saw what happened to Kejie. Well, one stone outside of the lid, 2 points. Two stones outside of the lid, forfeit. Forced forfeit. Okay, this is just an absolute steal of a game. Okay, and how are they able to do it? They weaponized what was otherwise an etiquette, something that people buy into, something that people want to join, something that people want to do. They made it into something people have to do. And you have no right to do that. And if you do, think about what happens. Think about Stephen Hawking playing Go. Okay, he can't, are they going to ding him on not placing the stones into the lid? Come on, it's really ridiculous, okay? Think of, a 5-year-old. Are you going to ding him? Are you going to tell him to put the stones in the lid and next time it's going to be fine? Think of the World Championships, the LG Cup finals. You're going to ding one of the players twice for not putting a stone inside a lid and then make him forfeit the match? You gotta be kidding me. That's exactly what happened. Okay, that's why weaponizing an etiquette leads to extremely bad situations. And not only is it bad for this one etiquette, it becomes a burden, it becomes a handcuff instead of something that's nice, something that's useful in Go. It also really destroys all other etiquettes, because if this one is turned into a weapon, what about other things? What if I play on the top right of the board? What if I play on the lower left corner? What if I play on the lower right? Okay, you get people asking 100 different questions. What if I play a tournament game in Korea? Are they gonna ding me because, all kinds of ridiculous things. And you don't weaponize an etiquette because you destroy the essence of the etiquette. You destroy everything that's nice about the act. You replace it with a handcuff and arrest warrant. It's just terrible. Okay? All right? So here it is, story time. And this following is a very popular short video on TikTok, on stuff. I will read this for you and then I will explain what this means. Okay, first, direct Chinese translation. 都说曹魏有曹魏的风骨，蜀汉有蜀汉的浪漫，东吴有东吴的鼠辈。因为吕蒙的白衣渡江刷新了战争的道德底线，让平民和商人沦落到了战争的边缘，让普通老百姓不再是战争以外的东西，让他们所有人参与了战争。今天在围棋界，当韩国人第一次把一个礼节当作无底线赢比赛的工具，那礼节就完全失去了意义，所有别的礼仪也同时失去了原本的初衷，随时面临着当作武器的悲哀。所以最近围棋界流行起了一个说法，是中国有中国的风骨，日本有日本的浪漫，韩国有韩国的鼠辈。If you know Chinese, no more explanation is necessary, and we're good. So, what does this mean? Let's translate that into English. First, this story takes place in the Three Kingdoms period in ancient China. It is often said that Cao Wei, the biggest block, has its own spirit. Shu Han has its own romanticism, and Dongwu has their crafty ways. Direct translation, 东吴 has their 鼠辈. Very important to understand what this means in Chinese. Okay, here. 鼠辈, derogatory term, rats group, rats kind, rat scum, yes, rat scum. Okay, so 东吴, why are they called rat scum while the other two are not? And that's because in 东吴, there's a very famous general called吕蒙. He led an invasion by dressing his soldiers up as tradesmen. He clothed in white. Okay, and he surprised the enemy. He won the victory. Why is this bad? It made a new low in the battle ethics. Okay, it's like, think of the Geneva Convention, because his troops now look and feel and speak and otherwise act like regular human beings, regular citizens, civilians. Now he's dragged down all civilians with him, and that is why afterwards civilians can never be trusted, and the war has now spread to civilians. This is why he is called the rat scum, because he involved civilians when they shouldn't have been. And so to this day, a lot is being undone for actions like this. You hear this story countless times in many different cultures. And today, largely, there are rules of war, there are customs of war, and largely most nations spare, and certainly they do not specifically go after the civilians. What does that have to do with Go? In the world of Go, when the Koreans first turned a gesture of courtesy and etiquette, placing stones into the lid, into a tool, into a weapon for winning a game without any limits or any constraints, any moral constraints, they're setting a new low for trying to win the game. The courtesy, the etiquette, the niceness of putting the stones in the lid is totally gone. And not only is this etiquette totally gone, now becoming just another tool for which one person, one organization can assess the result of a game to another, maybe win and steal the LG Cup. All other forms of etiquette also loses their meaning, because now all of these other etiquettes can now be turned into the same weapon. Okay, and this now destroys the meaning behind all of the etiquette, all of the spirit, all of the competing, all of the sportsmanship, everything. Okay, so the Koreans have really set a new low standard for trying to win at all costs. Absolutely no shame, no morals, and what's worst, most Korean professionals and most Korean people support this rule. Okay, a absolutely new low in the morals of Go. Absolutely new low. How are you going to have any more courtesy? How are you going to have any more competition after all these etiquettes can now become used as a weapon to justify Koreans stealing another victory? And the worst part is, all Korean professionals, again, most of them defend this rule. And yes, they are the scum of the earth. They are rat scum, 鼠辈, as a result of their support for this lid rule. Yes. And therefore, a recent saying has emerged in the Go world. China has its own spirit, it's very spirit, Japan has its own romanticism. Japan is, lots of good players, lots of art and everything. And Korea has its own, translated into craftiness. But we all know what Koreans are. Rat scum. Okay? So if you are Korean, make sure you realize what you guys are doing. You're turning an otherwise perfectly fine etiquette into a weapon. As a result, you're totally destroying whatever niceness this etiquette has. And you, by supporting the Korean Baduk Association, is fostering more and more destruction of the etiquettes, of the rules, of the niceness, the sportsmanship that the Go world has enjoyed. Okay, this is very, very serious. Okay, a few words to really know. 风骨, character, 浪漫, romance, romanticness, romanticism, 鼠辈, rat, scum. Okay, do not be a rat scum. Okay, do not support the lid rule. Do not weaponize any more etiquettes, rules, anything that can be used to cheat and to steal, and to, most importantly, exclude Go players. Think of all the Go players that are being excluded when you start awarding match winners based on this arbitrary lid rule. Okay, how many people have heard of the lid rule before last week? Very, very few. 90% of the world's Go population. How many of you think this should be applied, this rule should exist? In the rest of the world, absolutely zero. In Korea, 90%. Okay, so yeah, so this is coming to a game that I love very, very dearly. If you guys want to see what this is making people do in the AGA, look at this. AGA rules, okay, just remember this. Okay, this guy, Fox 9 dan. This guy, Fox 6 dan. AGA 7 dan. AGA 7 dan. Fox 9 dan. Fox 8 or 9 dan, okay? They're all gonna go and peruse the AGA rules back and forth. AGA 4 dan, okay? These are high dan level players. They are afraid that the AGA tournaments are gonna enact some rule and they don't know it, and then it's gonna, one strike, it's 2 points, 2 strikes, and you're out of the match. Okay. The damage has already been done. You can already see how by weaponizing one etiquette, you've destroyed that etiquette altogether. You've also destroyed many, many other etiquettes along. And it's very difficult, very, very hard to undo the damage. If you are a Go player in any Go association, please ask your Go association, send out some kind of a statement that, we will not be utilizing any form of etiquette, any form of being nice. We're not going to make any of that into a weapon, a tool to use to assess a match win or defeat. This is very, very serious. It's already doing a huge amount of damage to AGA tournaments. Players are losing confidence in the AGA rules left and right. They're going over to memorize AGA rules, okay? This is terrible. From this moment on, I no longer will ever play the game called Baduk. I will only be playing Go or Weiqi. Both of these are fine. I will never play Baduk ever again. Okay? This includes a Taijin server. This includes Cyber Oro. This includes any tournaments that uses Korean rules. I should not say that. I would like to go to any tournaments with Korean rules, and let's just say I will not be a very nice, obedient, player. Okay, gonna try to make some points. The Korean Go Association needs to cancel this rule before it does any more damage. And all the Korean people and all the Korean professionals need to realize what you guys are doing, weaponizing an otherwise perfectly good etiquette, making it the worst rule ever. And you're also making other countries' etiquettes at the same time totally weaponized just by having the possibility of doing. Please stop what you guys are doing. Please stop supporting this outrageous rule. This is truly a new low moral ground. Shame on the Koreans. Alright? Now, I say this with a very, very deep and sad heart because, a lot of Korean players are legends in the game and they are some of my favorite players. But, yes, can you imagine Lee Sedol saying, "Oh no, I couldn't count the lids because my opponent had too many stones in the lid or too many stones outside of the lid." No, it's totally ridiculous. The very etiquette of placing stones inside the lid was never meant for any Go player to count the stones in the lid and then count the territory. No, the etiquette was made so that we keep track of some prisoners. If the rule was made, if the etiquette was made so that you can count, the prisoners and then the points, the etiquette would have been to arrange your stones in a nice, neat, rectangular fashion, not in top of a big pile on the lid, okay, and on an upside down lid. It's totally ridiculous. Okay, recognize Korean professional whining when you see it, and please do not perpetuate this nonsense. Please. Thank you. Please hit a like, subscribe, leave a comment. I know this video is very, very controversial. Let me know what you guys think.